Hey everybody, this is David here, aka Chessman, and today we're going to be looking at some Grandmaster chess games. We're going to try to see what openings they've played so we know what ones to study ourselves. So make sure you get your notebooks out, or your Word document sheet out, or your photographic memory, and just watch the videos over and over. I usually got to watch videos about 7 times before they sink in. Um, the website I'm using is 365chess.com. It's free. There's a ton of resources available about the openings mostly, and it's free. Um, One thing you can do is you can look up the best players in the world. You can look up players by rating. And if you're ever curious, I wonder who's the top 10 in the world or more than that. It has the list in order from highest to lowest. I don't know if it's the top 100 or no more than that. Um, I've mostly been looking at the top three: Magnus, Hikaru, and Fabiano. I'll probably start looking at Gukesh's games too, since he is the world champion. Probably just at his world championship matches. He seems to do best when he's playing classical chess. Um, so I'm looking at Fabiano quite a bit. Magnus is great, and so is Hikaru, but they just don't play that much chess anymore. They play a lot of online tournaments, but they don't play much classical. Hikaru basically plays the candidates for their world championship match, and that's about it. Of course, you might all of a sudden just name a bunch of tournaments he's played in, and I hope you do, because if you do, maybe I'll do a video on him. But of the top players in the world, Fabiano is the highest rated player that still plays a lot of tournaments. So there's just so much content that he has so much content to look at. We've looked at the chess championships. We've looked at his U.S. championship from 2025 games. Next, we're going to look at the games he played at the Grand Chess Tour, the finals. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games we're going to look at. If you've never used this website before, one thing is great is you can click on the game and you can play the game, and you can use the engine to analyze the moves to make sure that the moves they played are good. And then there's an easy tool here in this column. All you have to do is click on the letter and the number, and it shows you what opening they played in the game. That's what we're going to use today, just to give us. So basically, I believe in that probably none of us are as good at chess as these guys. They understand something about chess that we don't, and they understand the strategy. So they've done all the homework. They have seconds. They have people helping them, coaches, all kinds of people, and for some reason they decided on these openings to play against the best players in the world. So they did all the work. I figured we should, until we're as good as they are, we should copy what they do, and that will bring us a lot of success. So we're going to briefly look at each game. It's going to be brief because we're just going to write down the openings that we find and move on. So here we go. All right, the first one is D35, the Queen's Gambit declined with 3 knight f6, and it goes D4, D5, C4, E6, knight C3, knight F6. What's great with this website is if you come here, you can look at a bunch of different games that were played with this opening, so you can see what moves were played from here on, and you can take those notes down as well. There's also subvariants of the D35 Queen's Gambit declined. However, you're going to want to check these with an engine to make sure that they're good. So that's my opinion. Sometimes there are gambits in there that aren't very good. So you definitely want to check. They're probably all playable, though, if your opponent doesn't know them. Okay, so that was the first one. That was D35. Next one is A13, which is the English opening, and that goes C4, E6. That was A13. I definitely recommend writing the letter and number down because we're going to be doing more videos like this, and it's easy if you can just see in your list of openings if you have that letter and number down, then you can move on. You don't have to rewrite it again, and you can even keep it alphabetical if you want to. If it's a document on your computer, that's easy to do. Okay, so next is E10. E10 is the Queen's Pawn game, and it goes D4, Knight F6, C4, E6, Knight F3. That was E10. Next is B33 Sicilian defense, and it goes E4, C5, Knight F3, Knight C6, D4, C takes D4, Knight takes D4, Knight F6. That's the B33 Sicilian. I see it again. You know, I'm gonna click it anyways, just for same. I don't know why. Just because it's a habit that I want to check all of them. Okay, it's the same one, so I'm not gonna repeat it. It's B33 Sicilian defense. So it's the same. He used the same opening. So we can move on from that. And this one as well is the B33 Sicilian. Again, it's the same thing, so we can move on. He played 3 games, looks like, in a row with the same opening. Alright, next is B40 Sicilian defense. And it goes E4, C5, Knight F3, E6. That's the B40 Sicilian. Next, I think we already got this one. If you write the letter and number down, you can quickly see that we already got this one. It's the D35 Queen's Gambit declined with 3 Knight F6. Goes D4, D5, C4, E6, Knight C3, Knight F6. That's the D35 Queen's Gambit declined. Next is the C50. Doesn't show it on this one, but it's C50, and it's the Italian game. And the moves are E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop C4. And if you come to the website, you can read this whole article on it, everything that you need to know about the Italian game. It says it's the complete guide. So, let's see, that was, I think, C50. Yep, C50. All right. Looks like we got the C50 Italian game again, so I'm not going to repeat it. He played the same opening twice in a row. All right. Next is E70 King's Indian with 4 E4. And it goes D4, Knight F6, C4, G6, Knight C3, Bishop G7, E4. That's the E70 King's Indian. Next, we got the E73 King's Indian with 5 Bishop E2. And it goes D4, Knight F6, C4, G6, Knight C3, Bishop G7, E4, D6, Bishop E2. That's the E73 King's Indian. Next, we got the E92. Sounds like some kind of car or something. Some old car. It's the E92 King's Indian classical variation, and it goes d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6, knight f3, castle kingside, bishop e2, e5. That's the E92 King's Indian. Next, we get the B00 King's Pawn opening, and it's an easy one. It's simply E4. So that was the B00 King's Pawn opening. Next, we got the A39 English symmetrical main line with D4. And it goes C4, C5, knight C3, knight C6, G3, G6, bishop G2, bishop G7, knight f3, knight f6, castle kingside, D4. That's the A39 English. And finally, we got the C11 French defense. And that goes E4, E6, D4, D5, knight C3, knight F6. That's the C11 French defense. And those are all the openings that Fabiano played during the Grand Chess Tour finals. And I'll just click on it to see how well he did. Looks like Fabiano Caruana tied for first place. So he did very well in that. Levon also got tied for first place, so maybe I'll look at his games as well in another video. Well, that's all we have for today. If you have any suggestions of grandmasters or players games I should look at, or certain tournaments that you think I should cover, just put it down in the comments and I'll try to look them up. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I got plenty more content coming, and I hope you enjoy the holidays, and I'll see you soon. Bye.